Koro Sensei is the homeroom teacher for the Konojijoka Junior High School's Class 3E. His main strength is speed, which has been stated by many people in the series to be able to move at Mach 20 speeds. To put that in perspective, that's about 15,345.4 miles per hour. If Koro Sensei was moving that fast, he would actually superheat the air around him to turn it into plasma. A normal human being doing this would almost instantly disintegrate, but lucky for Koro Sensei, he is anything but. By using the mucus on his body, he can fly at Mach speeds without suffering from the effects of wind resistance. Now, determining his top speeds is a bit difficult, because as the series progresses, he begins to get faster and faster. Mach 20 is not his top speed, so let's try and determine what it is. In his song that he made teaching the students how to make a face of himself on the earth, he said that he went from Dubai to Hawaii. In the video, it took him 4 seconds to complete this task. From Dubai to Hawaii, it would be about 13,983 kilometers, or 8,688.6 miles. To accomplish this in 4 seconds, Koro Sensei would need to be going, drumroll please, 3,495.75 kilometers per second, or 12,584,700 kilometers per hour. That's Mach 10,191.6. That's fast enough to get from the Earth to the Sun in 11.88 hours. There's no way to know if this was actual real time, it could just be a visual representation sped up. Although this may be the case, we can look at other evidence to support him having speeds way over Mach 20. At the beginning of the show, Koro Sensei is fast enough to make 3 clones of himself. He is moving so fast that his after image is still in 3 places at the same time. This is when he stated that he was going around Mach 20. Around the middle of the series, he was able to make 27 clones. This means he is going 9 times faster than the start of the series, so we can estimate that he's going at least Mach 180. This is not the max number of clones he can make, so we can assume that he's a lot faster than that. Based on this, it wouldn't be too far off to assume that by the end of the series, Koro Sensei would be capable of moving a lot faster. He isn't protected by any type of speed force, so when he runs into things, he's only protected by his own durability. And also, if you were to grab someone at Mach speeds, they probably wouldn't be unhurt. Koro Sensei's strength can pretty much be determined by his speed. The amount of force he puts into equivalent to kinetic energy. To determine his energy, we'll have to find his weight and velocity. Koro Sensei is 9'2", stated by the Assassination Classroom wiki, but comparing him to Sosei Sakuwa, he seems to be about 6 feet tall, which would make his weight to be around 160 to 196 limbs, or pounds. He's a bigger guy, and we don't know how heavy his tentacles are, but let's just round it to a solid 250 pounds. So if his mass is 250 pounds and his velocity is 6,860 meters per second, he would give out an energy output of 588245000 joules. To put in that perspective, to destroy the moon, it would be 1.2 times 10 to the 29th power. Even at the max speed we calculated, Mach 10,191, he would only do 6.8 times 10 to the 9th power, which is only 30.2% of the energy he would need to destroy the moon, which he allegedly did in the series. Even if he can't destroy the moon, he can easily produce enough energy to kill anyone who stands in his way, and not be affected by the blast they would cause, because of his skin being resistant to explosions. Although, it seems like the stuff Koro Sensei is made out of can't hit very hard. As shown in the series, his punches are soft, but that could just be comedic. He also has an ability where he compresses part of his tentacles to produce energy and release it. To help understand how powerful his blast is, the tent he was surrounded by was stated to not break even under the charge of a tank. And even though he was in the center of the tent, the force by the explosion shattered all the windows of the nearby buildings. Koro Sensei, with his speed, can react and dodge multiple fires of anti-sensei bullets and move away from any harm. His reflexes also allow him to react fast enough to catch or deflect any flying projectile in midair using what he has on his hands, such as a handkerchief or even chalk. Plus, he is fast enough to molt and toss his protection skin over the principal when a normal grenade detonated point blank in his face. Another trump card never used until the Okinawa trip, Koro Sensei can shrink his body into a sphere. The remaining energy from the transformation hardens as a crystallized second layer over his spherical body, making him impervious to harm. After 24 hours, the external shell liquefies and he'll slowly absorb the energy over a period of time until he fully regenerates. The only drawback to this is the span of the day. He is rendered immobile, and is susceptible to being carried around. If one or more of his tentacles remained, Koro Sensei can regenerate the speared limb like a lizard regenerating its tail. However, this leaves him weakened and his reaction speed is dampened. In a once a month occurrence, Koro Sensei can shed his old skin and use it as a protective membrane on either himself or another individual, protecting himself from being hurt even from military-grade explosives. After, his reaction speed may slow temporarily, but he's still fast enough to dodge any of the assassins of 3E. Despite his goofy personality, Koro Sensei is actually incredibly smart. He manages to make 985 modifications to a multi-billion-dollar killing machine, making it go basically from a box with a face and a correct animation to a full-body projection with upgraded artificial intelligence, making it more human. And the modifications he made were not completely aesthetic, and all the art, including the LCD screen it's projected on, was homemade by Sensei for less than $1,000. To combat Koro Sensei, the government made anti-Sensei material, which whenever he comes in contact with it, it immediately disintegrates his skin. And it was made into bullets in the series, so when he gets hit by one of them, he would disintegrate. The thing is though, you would have to hit him with the bullet, which with his top speeds, you wouldn't be able to do. Even with superhuman speed and reflexes, you can still touch Koro Sensei if you catch him off guard. Koro Sensei's body is also extremely durable. As stated in the series, he flew through the coldest layer of the stratosphere to keep his gelato from melting. There are only two chemicals that affect him. One is a chemical that causes him to spew out his mucus uncontrollably, and another is the one that weakens his tentacles' movement. Water is also one of his main weaknesses, due to his body just absorbing it and slowing down his movement. However, his mucus can protect against that to a certain degree. The situation that Sensei was in is seen in an outdoor swimming pool made of a dam river. However, I'm assuming the mucus protection caps were around that size. To counteract that, he has a fish suit that he can wear and swim around freely. Koro Sensei also has an ability to camouflage himself to look like the object that he's next to. Koro Sensei is extremely strong, extremely fast, and extremely intelligent, making him a formidable foe against anyone he faces.
なるほどなるほど。メモって切りやがった。殺せ！先生の超スピードはこういう情報を知るためにあるんですよ。